In this video, we are going to start the topic motion. Before learning the term motion, we have to discuss a topic or a word that is relative. Relative means comparison between two objects or comparison among some of the objects. Why we are discussing relative means motion is a comparative word with respect to another word. That is, before discussing relative, what is relative actually? Suppose if I draw three lines, let us say this is the line L and this is M and this is N. Now, if I ask you, is M longer than N? Then you may answer yes, it is longer than N. And when we compare this line M with L, it is shorter when compared to L. That means here relatively M is longer than N and M is shorter than L. Similarly, when we are moving on road, if suppose two persons are crossing, one from left side and one from the right side, then if somebody asks you, what about person A? Suppose person A is crossing from right side and person B is crossing from left side, and somebody asks you about A, from which side is A moving, then you will suddenly answer is moving towards right side. And similarly, for person B is moving from left side. Here, why I discuss this term relative means, here motion is a relative term which is compared with respect to the other object. So what is motion? Now I am going to discuss motion. What is motion actually? For example, if person A is standing here and person B is standing here and person C is standing here. Now person A began to walk from its position, or suppose let us assume all are on the same line when they are initially at rest. Suppose person A starts moving, then you can say that he is in motion, and person C is in the same position, then you say that he is at rest. That means compared to B, A is in motion and C is in rest. One more example I am taking by taking three chart pieces. First, this is chart piece 1, chart piece 2 and 3. So here this is a person, let us assume second person, third person. Now if this person is moving like this, then he is in motion when compared to these two. Now these two are on the same position, are at rest, then we will say that the third person is not in motion. That means motion is relative term with the other object. That is, an object is said to be in motion when it is changing its position with respect to other object or with relative to other object. So motion is nothing but change of position of any object relative to other object with respect to time, that is motion. So motion, again I am defining motion. Motion is nothing but it is the change of position of an object relative to other object. Relative to other object means what I told you. For example, this is one object, this is another object. Now the position of this object is changing relative to the first object with respect to time. Then we can say that this object which is moving is in motion with respect to the other object. So motion is a relative word with respect to the other object. Again, motion is nothing but change of position of an object relative to another object with respect to time. Now, for next, we will discuss the term distance. Here, this is A, this is B, this is C. Now B is at rest and C is at rest. A is moving, and now we can say that A is in motion. Similarly, suddenly C starts moving, then C is also in motion with respect to B. If you consider one more object D, then D is in rest with respect to B. For example, if two objects, that is A, B, are there, each are on the same board or on the same vehicle, and both are in motion along with the vehicle, then relatively these are in rest because both are moving in the same board, that is same vehicle, in the same direction and with the same speed, then they are at rest comparatively. For example, if somebody is watching A and B, he will say that A and B are in motion, but B observes A in rest and A observes B in rest. That is, when the two objects are in the same position for a period of time, then relatively those two objects are at rest with respect to the other. Okay, so A and B are at rest relative because they are relatively in the same position with respect to time. But for the observer who is observing from the outside of vehicle, will say that those two are in motion. Next. Distance. What is distance? As we said, a vehicle or any object is in motion, it is changing its position from its initial position. For example, this is object A, B, C, D. All the objects are initially at position O. Now they change their positions with respect to time from O to A and O to B, O to C and O to D. The change of position, that is, they change their position means they covered some length, or say they traveled some length. The total length traveled by an object is distance. Distance is nothing but the length of the path traveled by an object with respect to time is distance. That means, suppose two points are there, that is A and B. If somebody wants to travel from A to B, he can take many paths. Then suppose this is the first well, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. Now a person can reach from A to B along any of the paths above. Then he will change its position. In the changing of its position, he covers some length or he travels some length. The length of the path traveled by any person to travel from one position to another position is known as distance. Distance is the length of the path covered by an object to change its position with respect to time. Distance is measured in centimeters, meters. In CGS system, distance is measured in centimeters. In MKS or SI system, distance is measured in meters. Next, we have to discuss another term, that is displacement. Distance, displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is nothing but the shortest distance covered between 2 points is known as displacement. If an object is moving from A to B, it can take 3 of the paths, either first path, second path, third path. Here, by finding the length covered by the object during the displacement, during the motion, we can find that the path 2 will give you shortest distance. That shortest distance is nothing but displacement. So displacement can be defined as the shortest distance covered by an object to change its position from one point to another point with respect to time. So this difference between distance and the displacement is distance is nothing but any of the length, any of the path it can take. The total length travelled by the object is distance. Total length travelled by the object to reach the destination is distance, and displacement is shortest distance travelled by an object. What is the difference between distance and displacement? Here, distance will have only magnitude but no direction, whereas displacement have both magnitude and direction. So here distance is known as scalar quantity. Here we are going to discuss another topic relating distance and displacement. With respect to the direction, we can define the quantities as two types, that is scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity is a quantity which has only magnitude but no direction, whereas vector quantity is a quantity which has both magnitude and direction. That's why whenever we mention displacement, we have to mention the direction of the motion, because displacement is a vector quantity. Again, units of displacement are same as that of the distance. That means displacement is also measured in centimeters and meters. Centimeters is the CGS system of unit of displacement, and meters is the MKS system of unit or SI system of units for displacement. Till now we discussed the topics distance, displacement, scalar quantity, vector quantity. Now I am going to discuss other topics, that is the terms which are related to distance and displacement. Speed. First, speed. What is speed? Speed is nothing but the distance covered by an object per unit time is speed. Listen me carefully. Speed is nothing but distance covered by an object per unit time is speed. Speed is equal to distance per unit time. Speed is nothing but distance covered by an object in unit time is defined as speed. Units of speed are centimeter per second in CGS system or meters per second in MKS or SI system of units. Speed is defined as distance covered by an object per unit time is speed. Units of speed: centimeter per second in CGS system, meters per second in MKS or SI system of units. Speed is a scalar quantity. What I told you as scalar quantity? Scalar quantity has only magnitude but no direction. So speed is a scalar quantity. Now, one more term we will discuss, that is velocity. What is velocity? The displacement covered per unit time is velocity. Velocity is nothing but displacement of an object per unit time is defined as velocity. The units of velocity are again same as that of speed, that is centimeters per second in CGS system, meters per second in MKS or SI system of units. It is a vector quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude as well as direction. Remember the differences between speed and velocity. Speed, distance per unit time. Velocity, displacement per unit time. Speed is a scalar quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Now we discuss average speed and average velocity. What is average speed? Average speed is nothing but total distance by total time. Total distance covered by total time is known as average speed. Average velocity is nothing but the average of initial and final velocity of an object, or the mean of velocities, initial and final velocity is defined as average velocity. Average speed is nothing but the total distance covered by total time, and average velocity is nothing but the mean of initial and final velocity. Initial velocity is generally represented by u, and final velocity is generally represented by v. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is nothing but the speed of any object at a particular instant. For example, if an object is traveling from A to B with a speed, then the speed at an instant is known as instantaneous speed. Next, uniform motion. If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, however small time intervals may be, is known as the motion of that object is known as uniform motion. If an object is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Now that means, for example, if any object is moving from A to B, let the distance between each point be 1 kilometer or 100 meters, let us say. If an object is moving from here to, suppose an object O is moving from A to B, if it covers first 100 meters in 3 seconds, and then again this in 3 seconds, and again the third in 3 seconds, that means every distance is covered, every 100 meters is covered in 3 seconds, then we can say that the object O is in uniform motion. That means it is in uniform motion as it is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. So a body is said to be in uniform motion when a body or object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. However small time intervals may be. Here I took 3 seconds. If I took 1 second, then for each 1 second, if the object is covering the same distances, then also we will say that it is in uniform motion. Next, acceleration. Acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is defined as acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is defined as acceleration. Acceleration is given by A is equal to V minus U by T. The rate of change of velocity. Rate means per unit time. Change of velocity, that is the difference between final and initial velocity. So the rate of change in velocity is nothing but difference between final velocity and initial velocity. Rate means per unit time. So A is equal to V minus U by T. It is defined as rate of change of velocity is defined as acceleration. Acceleration is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. Now I am going to discuss three important relations of motion, that is equations of motion. They are, first one is V is equal to U plus AT. Second one is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Third one is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. These three relations are very important to find the unknowns when the other known quantities are there. Now, first relation is V is equal to U plus AT, where V final velocity, U initial velocity, A acceleration, T time period. Here, before deriving these relations, I wish to explain you terms used in these equations. They are S, displacement, U initial velocity, V final velocity, A acceleration, T time period. So these are the terms which are used in these equations of motion. First one is S, displacement, U initial velocity, V final velocity, A acceleration, T time period. Let us begin with the first equation. Let us derive first equation, that is V is equal to U plus AT. That is first I want to derive first equation, that is V is equal to U plus AT. It's very simple. It can be derived from the definition of acceleration. What I discussed earlier, that is acceleration. I defined acceleration as rate of change of velocity. That is, acceleration A is equal to V minus U by T. This is formula for acceleration. Now, by cross multiplication, we will get AT is equal to V minus U. If you transpose U to LHS, AT plus U is equal to V. Now, by rearranging the terms of this equation, we get V is equal to U plus AT. This is a simple derivation of the first equation of motion, that is V is equal to u plus at. This can be derived from the definition of acceleration. That is, acceleration A is equal to v minus u by t by cross multiplication. At is equal to v minus u. By transposing u to this side, you get at plus u is equal to v. By rearranging your terms, that is v is equal to u plus at. You can derive. This is the first equation of motion. Now, second equation. What is second equation? V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now I am going to derive the second equation, that is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This is very simple. First, from the first equation, v is equal to u plus at. From this, v minus u is equal to at. Let this be equation 1. Keep it aside. Now, find displacement. Displacement has a formula, that is, displacement is equal to average velocity into time. This is the formula for displacement. So what is displacement? As I told you, displacement is represented by s. So in place of displacement, write s. And average velocity. Average velocity, as I discussed earlier, that is v plus u by 2. Is nothing but mean of final and initial velocity into time, that is t. Now by cross multiplication, 2s is equal to v plus u into t. Now bringing this t to this side, 2s by t is equal to v plus u. Let this be equation number 2. Now, by multiplying equation 1 and 2, first equation is v minus u into, next equation v plus u is equal to v minus u from first equation, v plus u from second equation. By multiplying these two, that is v minus u into v plus u. What is v minus u? That is at into v plus u, that is 2s by t. Now, from formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square, you can write this product as v square minus u square by using formula a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Similarly, b plus u into b minus u is nothing but b square minus u square is equal to, here by cancelling p and p, we get a into 2s, that is 2as. This is the second equation of motion, that is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So till now to derive two equations. First one is v is equal to u plus at, where v is final velocity, u is initial velocity, a is acceleration, t is time. And second equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. That is, v is final velocity, u is initial velocity, a acceleration, s displacement. Now we are going to derive third equation from these two equations of motion. That is, the third equation is s is equal to ut plus half at square. To derive this equation, just substitute first equation in the second equation. That is, second equation I am writing first. That is b square minus u square is equal to 2as. In this equation, I am substituting b. That is, I am replacing b with this relation. That is u plus at. So this b can be replaced with u plus at whole square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now, by using a plus b whole square formula for this, a plus b whole square equal to, I am writing here, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. This formula, you know, all of you know from class 7. That is, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now, by using this formula for the above, that is u square plus 2ab, that is 2 into a. A means u into at plus b square, that is at whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now u square plus, here we are multiplying 2uat plus a square t square minus u square is equal to 2as. U square and e square will get cancelled. That is, u square minus u square is equal to 0. Now we got 2uat plus a square t square plus 2as. Now, by dividing the entire equation with 2a, 2uat by 2a plus a square t square by 2a is equal to 2as by 2a. Dividing the entire equation by 2a, 2uat by 2a plus a square t square by 2a is equal to 2as by 2a. Now, 2 and 2 are get cancelled, a and a. Here, one of the a from this, a square, 2 a get cancelled. Now, what we got is here ut plus 1 by 2 a t square by 2 means half of a t square is equal to s. By writing LHS to RHS and RHS to LHS, we get s is equal to ut plus half a t square. This is the third equation of motion. That way, we derived three equations of motion. They are, first one is b is equal to u plus at. Second one is b square minus u square is equal to 2as. Third one is s is equal to ut plus half a t square. So these three equations of motion are to be remembered to find the unknown when the others are known to you. Thank you.